Thanks for watching AM Northwest. It's Oregon strawberry season, and our next guest has a sweet way to enjoy them. We welcome back culinary personality and host of the new podcast, Food People Are the Best People, Judiaann Woo. Hi, Judiaann.
Hi.
Welcome back. You were here years ago, but
Yes.
you've never cooked on our show, so I'm so excited for this. So we're making a strawberry tart.
We are. It's strawberry season here in Oregon. We're super excited. I know that I get really excited for strawberry season, and this tart is a showstopper, and I think more people should bake.
I agree. I love to bake. Yes.
You're not afraid to bake?
Not at all. I love baking.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yes.
Well, this is going to be great because this tart dough is so functional. You can use it for lots of different tarts. It's a French, it's called pâte sucrée. And it has a cookie-like texture.
Ooh.
And then it's filled with vanilla pastry cream, which is your standard filling for eclairs, cream puffs, banana cream pie. So by learning this one tart recipe, you actually can make multiple desserts.
Oh, this is good to know. Okay, so let's get started.
All right, so in the KitchenAid, I'm going to start with 2 sticks of butter.
Okay.
And I'll just put them in. This is cold, but still kind of a little bit soft because you're going to whip this up a little bit.
Okay.
And then I have sugar. Do you want to hand me the sugar?
Sure.
This is half cup of sugar.
Okay.
And then we can put the salt in at the same time, too.
Oh, really?
This is kosher salt. You know, because it really, you want to blend this together, and the granules and the salt will help it come together, too.
I like that.
And so while this is mixing, you would let this go kind of like a cookie.
Okay.
So I know that pie dough, you don't want to, you want to melt the dough. In this case, you want to cream the sugar and the butter together.
Okay.
So I'm just going to let it go, and it's going to go until it's nice and fluffy. And while that's doing that, how do you feel about cracking some eggs?
I can crack eggs.
So this recipe calls for 1 egg and 1 yolk.
Okay.
So we'll start with the
whole
egg first.
You know, I actually heard a tip, if you crack eggs like this, then one of them cracks, and it's like better than doing it on a table so you don't leave any mess behind. I forget where I saw that tip.
That's great.
Okay, so 1 egg, and do you put that in separately?
Yeah, so I always crack eggs separately, not in here, just in case you get a shell.
Okay.
Because it's way easier to fish it out from here than inside here.
Okay.
So I'm going to put that in, and we're going to mix it, let it incorporate, and while that's doing that, I just need the yolk. So maybe put the whites in there and the yolk in there.
Okay. I can do that.
Very nice.
Thank you. There you go. Look at that.
Look at that. Beautiful. So you put the egg, and this dough actually makes, this recipe makes 2 tart shells, but the reason why is because it's hard to split the 1 yolk.
Okay.
So, but you can make 2 tarts and then freeze 1 dough, save it for later, because you freeze it for a month.
I mean, then you have an excuse to make 2 tarts.
Or you can make them at the same.
Want that?
You can make one for your friend.
Yes. My problem is I would make 2 and eat 2.
That's not a problem.
Not a problem. It's not a problem. It's an opportunity.
Yes, exactly.
That already smells good. Butter and sugar together.
Oh, wait. It smells like cookies, right?
Yes.
And once you get to this stage, you can add 2 tablespoons of heavy cream.
Ooh.
Or actually, I'm going to add the flour. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
Oh, the flour before the cream.
Yes.
Okay.
The flour you want to end
Do you want vanilla?
Yeah, I'm going to add that at the very end. So
wow.
This is 3 cups of flour.
Okay.
And you can just dump it all in. I just put it in here so it's easy to mix. One thing about when you add flour in, people will get that poof, right? So start slow.
Okay.
I might even pulse it just to get it going. So
that's good. There's still a cloud.
I know, it's
a little cloud of
flour. It's a little dusting for everybody. Sometimes if you're mixing something really high in the mixing bowl, and it will kind of come up, what you do is you can put plastic wrap around it.
Oh, and I've also seen those shields that you can buy, but plastic wrap, that's
everybody
good
has
tip.
Plastic wrap. You just wrap it around, and then you can just let it go. Now, when you get to this stage, you see how it looks kind of crumbly?
Yes.
This is the stage in which you're going to add the cream.
Ooh, that makes sense.
Yes. So you can just put the cream in. Here, go ahead.
Okay.
Yep. Very nice.
Thank you.
And then you have 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract.
At the same time.
Yeah. So all the liquids go
cute,
in.
That little vanilla.
And this, you're just going to mix it just until it comes together, and you're going to get this kind of situation where it looks kind of like cookie dough, right?
Good. Yes.
And from here, you can, now this is the hardest part, right?
Yeah. Twist it here. Let me get it for you.
This is not the same machine that I have. Every place you go, they have a different KitchenAid and a different Cuisinart.
Exactly.
Okay. So when you get it to here, you can, Let me see. You want to take that
Yeah.
off? All right, so it looks like that. It's crumbly.
Oh, and it smells so good.
And it really just looks like cookie dough. It looks like
Yes, it
shortbread.
does, and it smells like cookie dough.
You
Okay.
don't need those whites. So I'm going to put it on plastic wrap. So we're going to
Okay.
shape it so it looks like this,
Nice.
right? So here's where you would just get your plastic wrap. Sorry, I'm down below.
Okay.
You go like this. It's like, where'd she go?
Yeah.
So you want to split the dough because remember this is
Oh
two.
yeah, for two.
And this is a little tip. So when to make your life easier when you're rolling it, don't make it into a ball. Some
Right,
people will
because you
shape
need
it
to
into
roll it out.
Yes. So this way, if you're already in the shape of your circle, you're almost there.
Yes,
So
I
get
like
the plastic
that.
wrap.
Good tip.
Go like this. If you're going to freeze it, which, if you're not going to use this one, if you're just going to roll this out, you can just do this. But if you're
Okay.
going to freeze it, I would double wrap it.
Okay.
And label it so you know if it's pie dough versus
Oh,
tart dough.
right.
Because otherwise,
Exactly.
you're like me, my
That
freezer.
would be like wah wah if you put
Right.
pie dough in.
And
for
so
a
then
tart.
you get this, and this is, you're ready to roll. And this is the texture that you want it to be. You want it to be firm, but you want to squeeze
but there's
it.
some give. Yeah.
Right, because otherwise,
Yeah.
if you start rolling it when it's too cold, it's going to crack.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm just going to put a little flour,
Oh,
like
good.
that.
Yes, we did wipe down this counter.
Yes, we did. Or you can roll it out on a marble surface if you have. Like I have a separate marble slab that I like to
double
roll
wrap
on.
this.
I double wrapped it because that was, like
Yep, in
it
the
came out of
freezer.
the freezer. And you want to do that because you don't want any of the freezer, anything else in your freezer,
Right.
any scents on here. So what I like to do so it doesn't stick is I roll it around in the dough first, and then I roll it this way.
Okay.
And now you should be able to roll this and it won't stick.
Okay.
So this is marble. And the reason why I like to use marble is because it's already very heavy and it does half the work for you. Now, when you go like this,
Yep.
what you know what you're doing, you want to
I
rotate
bake,
it.
Judiann. I bake.
You want to rotate it each time because otherwise people will get that weird shape, right?
Yep.
So we're going for a circle. So I do a little rotation.
Uh-oh.
If it sticks, you just lift up
Lift
a
it up.
corner, do a
Okay.
little shake, roll
Okay.
it around.
But see, now I am not a good roller outer though because mine don't get.
Well, the
it's
first roll,
rectangle now.
it's okay. The nice thing about this dough, it is very forgiving.
Okay.
So if it does tear or you get a hole, it's like Play-Doh.
Just push it back
patch
together.
it together. And
Okay.
there's so much butter in it
Uh-oh.
that it will be flaky.
I'm ruining it, Judiann. I think you better take over.
It's all right. So this is when you get it into a circle,
Okay.
right? You would transfer it into a tart shell. These are the tart pans that I like to use. They have a removable bottom.
Oh.
So when you get in here, like let's just imagine it's a circle, right?
Okay.
And that, like I said, you can totally patch it. So these little extra pieces, this is what you do.
Oh, okay, I've never made a tart.
Oh, well, this is your
This
opportunity,
will be my premier
right?
tart making.
This is, and the nice thing about the tart is it feels very fancy, but it's
does.
actually, I think, easier than a pie. Because the pie, you have to worry about it being so flaky.
Right.
And look at this.
And you can't overwork the pie dough. but
Yes, you can definitely overwork pie dough. This, you're just patching it. Like you can shape that,
that's
right?
so good. Yeah, I see
And it looks,
this
it
now.
looks a little
Okay.
crazy, but you just do this, and you can cover up all these little imperfections.
And do you want any hanging over? Like, do you want to just fill it up so that it's got
You want
like?
to go all the way to the edge. Now this tart is 12 inches, so it's a little
Okay.
bit less dough than this recipe's for a 10-inch tart.
Okay.
But let's just say you got it like this. You want to
Okay.
go all the way to the corner, and it doesn't really matter if the edges don't look perfect because
Okay.
you're going to trim them. I'll show you
okay.
how. See, look already. Look at that.
Yeah.
We
look
saved
at
it.
us.
We saved
We
it already. And this is a great thing that you could do with kids too, because truly it's like Play-Doh.
Yeah.
Right. Now I'm pressing it into the corners, and this is one thing you want to do, so you don't get that really thick corner.
Yes.
So
Although I like those thick
you like
corners.
those? Well, it's like cookies.
I do. Yes.
So once you get it to this stage, you can use a knife and just cut the edges off like this.
Oh, okay.
And then I like to just shape it just so that you get that nice clean border
Okay.
like that. And you're going to blind bake this. You know what that means?
No, it's like just a
You're
little
gonna
bit of
You're
baking.
going to pre-bake it.
Okay.
Because this filling, you're going to cook it on the stove separately, and you're going to put fresh strawberries on. So you're not going to put the tart once the fruit is in.
It's done.
It's done. So
Okay.
you're basically going to cook your crust. So what I like to do is I like to put either foil or parchment paper, and you put something heavy in there. You can put beans, but what I do is I use sugar.
Oh.
Sugar is cheap, and it works great because it gets in all the little corners. So line it with foil, put sugar in it. You can reuse the sugar, so you don't even have to
Okay.
throw it
The
away.
sugar doesn't like melt
No, it doesn't.
Wow.
The granulated sugar, you just put it in there and it weighs it down. And then
Okay.
once the edges, you'll notice, bake it at 350, the edges will get golden brown.
Okay.
Take it out, let it cool a little bit, lift the foil, dump the sugar, use it for another recipe.
Wow.
You can do it multiple times. In fact, once the sugar starts to brown, it will start to brown if you do it like a dozen times.
Okay.
It starts getting this kind of golden sugar. It's really delicious in recipes.
Wow. I was going to say, it's like browned-ish sugar. Okay, so then how do you make this?
So once I filled it with pastry cream, and that's the recipes will be on the website. And it's just milk, sugar, vanilla bean, cornstarch, which is the binder, and eggs. And you just mix it on the stove, cook it until it starts to get thick. And then you put it in once it cools, you put it in your tart.
Wow, that's super beautiful. Can we try it?
Yes, let's cut it. Here, I will.
It's like, it's
Use this
so
ginormous
pretty. I
knife.
don't want you to cut it, but then I'm so curious how it tastes. It looks amazing.
Well, like with all things, no one wants to cut it first, right?
Yes.
Because they don't want to be the person who ruins it.
Exactly.
But
Okay, we want to tell everybody you have a podcast. The Food People Are the Best People, season 2 of Judiann's podcast.
Yes, it's coming out.
Launches Thursday. Listen on your favorite streaming platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. How fun.
It is really fun.
Who do you talk to on that podcast?
I talk to food people. So it can be
like
people.
local food people.
Local food people, but also, from anywhere in the country. And it's people who.
I'm going to taste this one.
Yes, we can talk about anything about food. And so people from all walks of life. And it's a conversation.
It sounds
it's meant to be,
great.
I believe that food people are the best people, and we can just.
Like you. You're the best.
Thank you. How's the tart?
It's so good. And the recipe is already up on our website. Thank you so much, Judiann. We'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Stay right there.
Awesome.